we want you guys, everybody, hosting an open house this weekend. And we will be giving away a prize to those who, number one, get the most amount of attendees to their open houses. And this is the honesty system, so we're gonna hope that everybody is truthful and honest about this, because we have no way of knowing for sure. But we want to see the people that have come through, so I'd like to see a sign-in sheet, whether it's in your CRM, something, so we can gauge all the people that have come to your open house. And the person with the most attendees is going to get a very nice little prize, which will be revealed next week. But just know it's worth it. So today, during the boot camp, we're gonna talk about the pre-open house, the open house prep. Because tomorrow's boot camp from 12:30 to 2 is actually us setting up a mock open house and going over what we do during the open house, what we say, conversations that we're having, all of that. But today, there's a lot of prep that has to go in before you even get to the open house. So we're gonna talk about that here today. So first and foremost, we're gonna talk about how do you find an open house. The great news is that all of you have partnered with an amazing brokerage that has tons of open house opportunities already ready to go here in-house. So you probably see the emails, the text messages that go out weekly saying, hey, so-and-so is looking to have their home in Corona hosted for an open house. So that is probably the best and first place to start. But my recommendation is you need to be prepping for the open house that you're hosting Monday, absolutely no later than Tuesday. By Tuesday, you should know what open house you're hosting that weekend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're going to start with your own listings. If you have your own listing, you're probably going to host that open first. Second to that is going to be finding something here in the office. So if you're trying to be proactive instead of waiting to see what open houses or what listings come open, my suggestion is you're going to go onto the MLS and you can actually search up our office by our office code, and you're going to see all of the active listings that are from our office. So I didn't do my alt tab setup. We're going to log into the MLS. Yep, that's the right one. And I'm going to show you a couple ways to do it. No, that's wrong. It's this.
I wish I could type that fast.
I should make typing videos. Make a little extra side cash. ASMR, yes. I love those. It is very relaxing, the sound of the keyboard. Okay. So you can enter in the office code. You can also, if you go to search detail, go all the way to the bottom, there is a field that you may have to add, but there is a field where you can add our brokerage DRE number. Oops, we added an extra digit there. 0140. Okay, that's wrong. 0140656. Okay. And then you're going to go to active and coming soon. 90. These are everything that's listed by our brokerage. If you want to sort it by days on market, so you can maybe catch something that's a little early, or maybe you want to sort it by city. So maybe you live in Fontana and you want to see if there's a Fontana opportunity. Looks like someone's got a new listing coming up in Fontana. Joe Lujan has one on Montana Avenue, Montana in Fontana. So if you want to look it up by city, if you want to maybe look it up by price point, maybe you're like, I want to host this $3.5 million listing open. Heck yeah, who wouldn't? So you can sort it by any way you want to sort it. That's a great place to start. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to be able to see who's the agent, reach out to them and say, hey, Broker Dave, this is Dave Clark's listing. Hey, Dave Clark, would you and Lisa be open to me hosting Garrettson Open this weekend from 3 to 5 or 1 to 4, whatever time you want to do on the weekend, and reach out and ask. If you are like, I don't even know how to ask that question, in the back, the one with the big KW Corona, we have scripts for that. So if you just want to know what to say, it says, "Hi Joe, this is Raquel. I'm an agent with Keller Williams Corona. I happen to live or work near your listing, and I wondered if you would be open to me hosting the open house." That's if somebody's probably outside of our brokerage. Yes.
Do you find that the luxury ones that are like over 2 million, do they do open houses, or is it more like private showings?
Some of them do. It's really going to depend on the seller's preferences. Some sellers are a little more particular over making sure the people coming in the door are vetted, that they're pre-approved, and a lot of times that means private showings only. But I'm a believer in the more eyes on the listing, the better. So I think it's a great opportunity to get more exposure in there. And maybe sometimes it's just explaining that and letting that seller know that. So have that conversation with the agent.
Are you ever worried about like someone stealing anything?
Yes, and we'll talk about safety.
Okay.
Yes, I definitely am. And I actually have had that where things have been stolen. So yes, safety is a big thing for sure. We'll talk about that. So this is where you're going to want to start. Obviously, your own stuff. If it's something in the brokerage, maybe it's something outside of the brokerage because you have a geographic farm that you're looking to focus on. That's another great place to start. Maybe you're like, I want to own Eagle Glen. Eagle Glen is my territory, and maybe we don't have an active listing, and we probably do. Maybe we don't have an active listing in Eagle Glen that's available for an open house. Then you can reach out to some of those outside agents, and this is your script right here that you can say to them of exactly what to say to ask. So that's where you're going to want to target first. At that point, if you still haven't found something, at that point, just find something. Find something to host. And again, the goal is this weekend, every single person here is making a commitment that they're going to host an open house. Yes?
Yes.
I love that Yolanda will be doing it.
We already know who's winning the
One
prize.
person, yes.
Raquel, can I get those? They're right here.
They're right on the back. Yes. There is also an open house playbook for you. I'm not going to run through all of this today, but if you want to know how to host open houses at a high level, this is the playbook to follow. Okay. So the next thing is once we secure the open house, we're going to want to start marketing it and getting the word spread about the open house that we're doing. Who do you think is the first people we want to let know about our open house?
Neighbors.
Neighbors is good, but also your sphere.
Yeah.
This is a great excuse to reach out to the people, your friends and family that already know you and love you. And you might be thinking, well, Raquel, they don't want to go to an open house. They're not looking to buy. They're not looking to sell. This is just an excuse and a friendly reminder of, hey, I'm in real estate and I'm working. I'm doing business. Because then when the time maybe does come, 6 months, 6 years, 50 years down the line, they're going to remember and start associating real estate, Shavita, real estate, Yolanda. Does that make sense? So this is just an excuse to be like, hey, so-and-so, hey, Joe, hope you and the family are doing well. I'm hosting this really amazing open house this weekend. We're going to have, candy and treats. We're going to have coloring pages for the kids, but it's just an opportunity to really be able to see what is out there, wanted to personally invite you, or if you happen to know of anyone that might be interested in going, here's the share link that you can send to people. It's just an excuse and a reason to call. Does that make sense? So you want to start with your sphere. Day one, you've got your open house, start spreading the word with your sphere. You are exactly right, Shavita. The next segment of people we're going to want to let know are the neighbors. Now, my commitment to you guys is that anybody in this room, if you tell me by tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. what your open house is, we will get you phone numbers around that property, whether or not the system's working. Jesse, we should check on that this afternoon again. We checked again late Thursday night, nada enchilada. But either way, one way or another, our commitment is we will get you those numbers. So if you guys all get me your open house by 11:59 tomorrow, we will get you the phone numbers of the owners around that property. Debbie is a pro at this, by the way. Debbie is amazing at calling the neighbors and saying, hey neighbor, it's me, Debbie, your neighbor. Wanted to let you know that we have this amazing house on 123 Main Street that I'm going to be hosting open this weekend. I wanted to invite you to come in a little bit early and see the property before it's open to the public. That's always how you want to approach it with them on the phone. This is a VIP. This is a special reach out because they're a neighbor. Wanted to let you know we're going to be opening it up to the neighbors only 30 minutes, an hour before it starts. This is your opportunity to see what your neighbor's home is worth. Can I count on seeing you on Saturday? People are nosy. They love to see other people's houses. They love to see what people's homes are worth. On a bigger note, though, what it's doing is it starts getting them thinking about, well, what is my home worth? So then when they're ready to find out what the value of their home is, who do you think the resource is going to be that they go to find that? Hopefully you. Make sense? So that's your opportunity to circle prospects. So if you really want to do open houses at a high level, the most exposure, the highest reach that we can get out there is the way to do it. So we're going to circle prospect with the neighbors. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to door knock to the neighbors either the day before or the morning of the open house. Same script applies that you say on the phone. You are simply inviting them to come see the property a little bit early before it's open to the public. VIP viewing, VIP showing. Now, beyond the neighbors, the next thing we want to do is we want to let the general public know. We want to start blasting it out on social media. We are so lucky that we get a million different resources through Canva, through Command of already templated, pre-done content that you can push out on your social media. Now, we have a little bit of an announcement to make, and you guys are the first to know. So you should feel very special. Even Jesse's like, what? We are actually going to be providing a new resource to you that provides you with print material, social media material, farming material. It's something that we are paying for. If you're wanting to do print postcards, it's the cheapest I have ever seen, by the way. That's an additional cost, but it's the cheapest I've ever seen. But we are going to be giving that to all of you. I would say within the next 2 weeks, you all have full access to it. But one of the things that is on here that I want to highlight that you all will get access to, it's all included. It also comes with templates for golden letters. So if you want to send letters out to sellers, it's got a ton of stuff. It's going to be amazing. Ugh. Ugh, skip. Okay. One of the things that it has is an open house comparison chart. Now, when you log in as you, all of this is done. You don't have to go in, add your picture, change your name, add the logo, nothing. You do nothing. You go in and it's done. This is an open house comparison chart. This is a chart that you can provide at your open house and give to people who are probably likely going to other open houses. Now you have one paper where they can rate every open house that they're going to, and whose information is on the bottom? Yours.
Nice.
I love it.
That's major.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
You will also
Where
have,
do we find that?
we haven't even set it all up yet. We just got this for all
Y'all
of
was
you.
like, I
You
wanna
are
do
the
it first.
first to know. First to know.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Just like
At a
our
brokerage
listings.
near you. It also has a ton of different guest registries, tons of different styles and flavors and all the things. It also has, which I love, pre-done little coloring pages that you can provide to
I love
kids.
that.
I do too.
Oh.
And it's cute little house designs, holiday designs.
With our logo at the bottom?
With your logo at the bottom. Yes.
That's perfect.
Yes. Everything is branded to you. So one of the resources that's on that website is social media content. And again, already done. I mean, Canva, you still have all the Canva stuff too, but with Canva, you have to plug and play. You still got to put your stuff in, take things out. There's no plugging and playing. It's
What's
done.
the name of this app?
Breakthrough Broker.
No, that's the.
Breakthrough Broker.
Oh, you guys gave your own name or
Huh?
which company it is? Like,
Breakthrough Broker is the name. So it is a service that we are going to be providing to everybody.
Wow.
Yes.
We named it what we wanted it to be because you just.
No, we didn't name it. It's a service. The service is called Breakthrough Broker.
Oh my God.
Yes.
oh, you named it.
No, I didn't name it. No.
Actual
It's
name.
not affiliated with Breakthrough.
Yeah, not connected to this breakthrough.
Not, at least
Yes,
not
now
yet.
yes, sorry. The irony. That would be hilarious if we added the Breakthrough logo and all that. Yes, that was just by happenstance.
I'm like,
it was
oh
meant
my
to be.
gosh. How funny.
Yes. So you will all get access to that here. I don't want to say by this week because we're onboarding with them this week, but I would say by next week.
Nice.
Yes. So Instagram, social media, Facebook, TikTok, whatever resource, whatever platform you're on, you want to start getting content out the day that you book that open house. Start blasting the content. You should be posting content every single day leading up to the open house. Every day. Make sense? So once we do our marketing, our blasting, our getting the word, spreading the word, and doing that, the next thing you're going to want to do is preparing the materials that you're going to bring with you. Because you're going to want to bring stuff to either give to people, resources, have things that are talking points. So first and foremost, we obviously want to have a flyer. We want to have the basic, what's the price of the home. Sometimes you maybe don't put the price because it forces them to talk to you. You're going to want to have probably the address, some photos, bedroom, bathroom count, square footage, all that good stuff that people want to know. So the nice thing is DHL, Direct Home Lending, will print flyers for you. So then you don't have to, and it will be branded with yours, and it will also be co-branded with the lenders here. So if they have financial questions, then they've got a lender resource that they can reach out to. I like their flyers too, because on the back side, if you guys have seen them, they have, the things that are common, school information, restaurants, shopping. They have the information that people like to know on the back side, and buyers love that info. So it's a great resource. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to have as a resource is some form of sign-in. Whether you're going to be doing it electronically or whether you're going to be doing it old school, you need something for people to get people's information. Now, if you're going to do old school, which I will tell you I prefer, I'm an old school. I have done all of it in the past. I've tried it all. I've done where they scan the QR code. I've done where they sign in on the iPad. I tend to just revert back to old school. And the reason being is there are times where technology issues pop up. They've added it in and somehow it didn't get to my CRM. That just makes me nervous that I've wasted 3 hours now and I have no one's information.
iPad didn't work.
Yeah, iPad dies.
iPad is dead.
There's
Yep.
no reception at the house. You never know if technology might, go completely kaputs or haywire. So I just do like old school. And what I use is what's called an open house scorecard. This is what it looks like. I created this on Canva. As you can see, one of my listings is that I usually do the background of the listing I'm posting. So it's just a nice little touch there. But what I do is I put this on a clipboard. I'll bring it tomorrow so you guys can see. It's on a red clipboard. I bought red clipboards, like a 6-pack on Amazon for like $20. And I will have them ready to go for people when they walk in. And when people walk in after you do the niceties and greet them, I hand them the clipboard and I said, hey, go ahead and take this along with you as you're touring the home. I'd love to get some feedback of what your opinion is about the property. and it asks them a set of questions, and then on the very bottom, name, phone number, email. And I let them know, don't worry, I will be taking this piece off. That stays with me, it's private. The rest is actually feedback for the seller, for
Great
the
point.
owner. Now, I am not, if it's not my listing, I am not leaving these there for the seller. If it's someone else's listing. If it is my listing and they're living there, then I leave it. Because it's unbiased. This is what someone's opinion of the property is. So it takes you being the bad guy out of it. And let them know you're gonna do this ahead of time. So how is the home priced? Favorite feature, least favorite feature? Are they ready to make an offer? Or maybe they're pre-approved but not ready, or they're just browsing, just looking. Yes.
Sorry, did you say let the seller know you're gonna be doing this ahead of time?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're not like, what are these when they get home?
Oh,
You
okay.
know? They know this is coming and that they're prepared for it.
And if we're taking it with us, we don't need to tell.
Right. Well, you won't be talking to the seller
Yeah.
usually. Yeah. If it's not your seller, you're usually not communicating with them.
I would probably add another line. I mean, again, once you customize it and maybe say, I'm pre-approved, not ready to put an offer. Please show me more homes
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if they circle that means it creates the opportunity for us to say, well,
Yes.
are you available in an hour after I'm done with this? And I can
Yes.
show you a house across the street.
Yes.
I don't
So
know.
that's a great segue into another resource that we provide, which is a switch book, which we'll talk about here. But let's finish the sign-in sheet first. So yeah, you can customize it whatever you want. You can change it to whatever questions you want to ask. However you want to do it, you add your flair and flavor behind it. Make sure I am someone that I'm very in the moment, and then I'll move on to the next person and I forget who I just talked to. So if you have a really busy open house too, and you've got 10, 15, 20 people, you're gonna forget people. So write something on the backside, if you're keeping this, write something on the backside that says like, a couple that came in with 2 kids that are, 2 daughters, or, couple from Orange County, so you have some way of remembering, he had brown hair, she was tall or short, whatever.
She had no hair, something.
Whatever it might be. So you just want to put something where you're going to remember who the people are, because you will forget, especially if you're very busy with a lot of people coming through. So this is what I do as my sign-in sheet. You can do other things like something like this, an open house guest registry. If you are doing electronic, the nice thing is through command, because we're limited on time, I won't show you. Through command, you have the ability to have a sign-in where they go and log in technologically, and it goes directly into your CRM. So then you don't have to do the legwork that you would if you're doing it old school after the open house, which is uploading all these people into command. That is the most important part of this whole thing. If you've spent all week prepping, planning, getting content pushed out, calling the neighbors, and then you host an open house and you get all these people's information and you do not put it in your CRM, you have wasted the entire week. It is the most important step.
I'm sorry, why is that?
Because it's what's going to enable you to remember how to follow up with them.
Okay.
Because the fortune is in the follow-up. 99.9% of the people that walk in that door are not going to be ready to buy that day, especially that house. That's very rare. It happens, but it's just rare. So you need to have a systematic way of getting them into the system and following up with them so you can nurture them along the process until they are ready. That is where the success is in this business, is in the follow-up after. Yes?
Do you follow up with those people who have agents or not?
No.
It depends. So you're gonna get a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I have an agent.
Yeah.
My next question is always, great, who's your agent? And if they're like, I don't really remember her name, I'm following up. They don't have an agent. I'm following up with her. If they're like, oh, it's Dave Clark, I'm back. First of all, I'll be like, oh my gosh, love Dave. He's amazing. You're in great hands. He's an incredible broker. And then I back off.
Okay.
If they bring someone's business card and give it to me, I'm backing off. If I can confirm that they truly are represented by somebody, then I'm backing off. If it's kind of wishy-washy and there's no signed agreement, I'm gonna treat them just like any other lead that's coming through.
Absolutely.
Because that's people's default response is, oh yeah, I'm working with, I have an agent. It's their way of like putting the wall up of, I don't wanna talk to
Sorry,
anybody.
the buyers are liars.
Yes, well, we don't like to,
Mostly people walked in and they said they have an agent, but they're just by
They
themselves.
might not.
it's people's defense mechanism because
Yeah.
until you're able to warm up and build the trust and rapport, they don't want to talk to people. It's like when you walk into Bath and Body Works and they're like, what are you looking for today? And you're like, I don't know, I'm just looking. And 10 minutes later, you have a basket full of things that you're buying. It's like that. We just need to wait till the basket's full of all the things that they're buying and work into that. They're not immediately coming in with their basket full of things they're ready to buy, you know? Yes, we need to warm up to that.
I never asked this question, what's the name of the agent?
Yeah, I always ask that question. And once you're in it a lot, you start you know who all the people are locally. So a lot of times I can tell if it's a BS, like, oh, John Smith. Oh, yeah, okay. Good old John Smith. John Smith doesn't exist.
I know.
He's pretend. So you start realizing who, and more than likely if they're making it up, they will be like, oh, I don't know, like Carrie something. That's a fake person. Yes. Okay, so you're going to want some sort of sign-in method so we can then eventually get them into our database to systematically follow up and keep in touch with them. The next thing that I am going to bring is some form of open house comparison because I'm obsessed with this now. So you're gonna bring this. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is pull comps as well. We wanna see how this home is priced compared to the other ones that are around us.
If ours is overpriced, then what would you do?
If what?
If ours is overpriced, then what would you do? You will still
I
show
wouldn't.
comps?
I'm not necessarily showing people the comps, but it's an education for you to have conversation with the people coming in. So now when somebody says, oh, how do you think the home is priced? You're informed and you can say, you know, I think there's maybe some room for negotiation. You can speak with, you know, authority and knowledge and come from a place of knowing what the reality is. It's not that I'm not going to host it necessarily, but I just want to know so I can have that conversation with them. Yeah.
So do you ask the listing agent before that, like, is there any room for negotiation, or
No.
you just,
No.
okay, yes.
I'm going to negotiate. if
When
we are
there's
at that
something
point.
to negotiate.
Yes. It may be that there's, you know, we're not even to that point yet. But as a buyer's agent, I know I'm going to go in negotiating.
Okay.
Yeah. The next thing you're going to want to bring is what I call a switch book, which we spoke about briefly. So a switch book is basically if you've got somebody coming in saying, oh, I like this area, but I didn't like this house, I will show them this, which shows them all of the active listings that are around that property. So this is me, this is my house. These are all the other actives that are around this listing. So if someone's like, I don't really like this one, I can be like, oh, well, let me pull this out. These are some of the other ones that are available. Are these anything that maybe you're interested in? And you can show them other resources. And then just to like Coach's point, you know, oh, would you be interested in maybe seeing this after the open house today? And it's a great talking point to get to the next step with them.
So does all our work for us.
And how do we
Yes.
get
So this is from the MLS. So what I did is I went on to the MLS and I'll run the search up here. Oh no, that's wrong. So I ran a search. This is my listing in San Diego. I ran a search within a 2-mile radius of the listing. Single family, city of San Diego, no senior community. And it was 25 matches that came up. Anything coming soon and active. And I selected all of them, sorted.
That's a lot, isn't it?
25? No.
No.
Remember, we're not
Just
showing
2
them.
miles, 25.
A 2-mile radius is a huge space.
Yeah.
That would be like from here, a 2-mile radius would be almost halfway to Green River from here, to give you perspective. Yeah. So it's I mean, imagine how many homes are in Corona in that amount of space.
It sounds small, but it's.
When you're running comps for an appraiser, they're only usually going a mile.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do it by zip code. Sometimes I'll do it by price point, maybe. It just kind of depends.
So you're showing them comps effectively?
No, because the comps are going to show them what's pending
Active
and sold.
inventory.
This is simply what's active.
Okay.
And I sort it by price. So highest to most or least to highest, whatever you want to do. Then you're going to go to print and you're going to do multi-map. Print and then multi-map. The multi-map is the view that shows that map at the top and then numbers every single one like this. Now, what I do with this is I have a 3-ring binder. I print this, only one copy, and it goes in those like shiny, the
Plastic
clear
cover.
sheets, yes, in the 3-ring binder. And the front of the 3-ring binder would say homes for sale in San Diego. It also says property of the Flower Group because somebody stole mine once. They stole my 3-ring binder. So it's one copy that sits on the table. And I only print one because if somebody's like, oh, can you send me that? Great. What's your email that I can send that to? And now it's just another excuse and reason to get their information. Does that make sense?
The only thing that version won't do is give you the showing instructions.
Well, they need you for
That's
that.
where we come in.
They
So
need you for that.
correct.
So then you've got a reason if, you know, oh, would you be interested, our open house is done at 3, would you be interested in maybe seeing Spruce Lake? I can reach out to that agent and see if we can take a look at 3:30 if you're around the area still. Great. Make sure you've got PSRAs printed and BRBCs printed as well. So then if you do get somebody like that, it's a quick sign your PSRA, go view the property. Because remember, you're not allowed to technically be looking at properties if you haven't signed something.
Would you have them sign a PRSA or a BRBC?
It depends on how much you've kind of warmed up in that meeting. I usually don't want to go in for a BRBC until I've had a chance to really sit down and go through a full buyer's consultation.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm not going to necessarily try, but a PSRA is absolutely sufficient in this situation too. Because you can put up to 5 properties on there. Okay, so we've got our flyers, we've got our form of sign-in, we've got a open house comparison sheet, we've got comps, we've got a switch book. The next bit of items you're gonna wanna prepare and bring are, of course, you're gonna wanna have business cards, so make sure you've got plenty of business cards because you will start blowing through those.
You need signs.
We'll get to that. That's a whole separate section. You're also going to want to bring some sort of maybe swag is what I call it. So I have my Flower Group pens that I have. I also do little open house boxes, little gift boxes that I bought on Amazon. Again, I buy everything on Amazon. And they were like $20 for 20 boxes. They're like this big. They have a little red ribbon at the top and it's a white and black house. And I put little treats and candy in it for the kids, and also a lot of adults take it too because maybe they're out house hunting that day. It just gives them a little pick-me-up snack. I just like having a little something that kind of sets you apart from the other open houses that they might be going to. Water bottles. I don't normally bring food. If I am gonna bring some form of food, I double check it with the seller. And really, I may be bringing like cookies, if anything. If it's Halloween time, maybe I have a little, bowl of
Basket.
candy. Yeah, I've done, in the past I've had lots of food. I've had a whole charcuterie thing. I've had a whole thing that was catered by like a coffee shop that was local, and I had 2 people show up. And ultimately, you're not there to serve food. You're there to showcase the house and talk real estate. So they're not coming in necessarily for the purpose of getting a croissant. They're coming in because they're interested in the house, So I mostly just do waters, if anything, especially in the hot summer months. I'll have cold waters if we can, if there's a fridge. Just little goodies like that, though. And then signs. Let's talk signs, because this is a big topic of discussion. Do we have any questions on Zoom, by the way? Okay. Okay, so definitely at some point you're gonna get to the point where you want to have your own open house signs. The nice thing is the office does have some plain KW Corona branded signage that you can check out and borrow. We just are limited on how many we've got, of course, and other agents are potentially checking it out too, so you want to check it out early if you need the signs for that week. You can also utilize the signs of the listing agent if they would allow it, and have extras as well if you want to use theirs for that listing. But eventually you're going to want to get to that point where you do your own signs. Now, you must get all business cards, open house signs, for sale signs. Everything has to be approved by leadership.
Make sure you do that.
Yes, it needs to either come across my desk or it needs to come across Dave Clark's desk. And where's our link? Marketing guidelines. The reason being, before ordering any marketing materials, you must submit proofs to Raquel. Click here for the complete guide. There are DRE requirements of your sign and all of your marketing. So we are just making sure that you're staying within the requirements. I'm not going to be nitpicky on designs and things like that. You design it, you pick the colors that you want to pick, I don't care. But you just have to have the DRE requirements. So this walks you through what you need. And then if you're a team name, which would probably be more so this one. And then send me a text, send me an email, send Dave something. You got to send it to us so we can approve it. Once it's approved, then you're off to the races and you can go order. We do have a couple sign resources. We're in the midst of trying to maybe find a more local, another one. It's just local pricing is expensive, to be quite honest. So we're trying to find one that's good quality, competitive, has a lot of options, and is maybe willing to work with us on pricing. We do have a resource that is on here on the KW Corona support page. It's Prisma Marketing. It's what a lot of our agents have used over the years.
Now out of state.
It's still same pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just ordered more signs from them. He
Well,
just
they charge
isn't.
for shipping.
They've always charged you for shipping because he's not making the sign in his garage.
Right.
You could just go pick it up from him, but
Right.
now it just has to get shipped. But he's always outsourced
Okay.
the shipping part because he's always outsourced who's actually making it. But even with that, it's still the cheapest I've seen is Prisma for the quality that you're getting. Now, you might need different frames, you might need different stakes depending on what location you are hosting an open house. So a lot of times in Corona, you see what's called the H stakes. It's the ones that look like this, and they have the little bar across the bottom. In some places, you get the V, where the sign like blows in the middle. If you're putting it like on the concrete, this goes in the ground.
With a hammer and screwdriver.
Yes, you need a
Or the
hammer.
grass,
Keep a
yeah.
hammer in your car.
A screwdriver too.
Need hammer.
Yeah.
And then this one goes on sidewalk or concrete. This
That's
one's like the fold one.
The A-frame, right?
This is an A frame. This is an H frame.
You still have to have the clips so that it hangs. I mean, there's a.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you have the what are those called?
Oh, the zip ties?
No.
I saw somebody do.
The
zip ties.
grommets. And if you need something that needs grommets added,
Oh, yeah.
Cowboy has the
Yeah.
machine for free in his office.
Oh, he can grommet your lip.
He can grommet. Yes, he
You
can.
need the grommet and then you need some kind of hook.
For an open house sign, it's just like this. For
No,
this
no.
one, you may just be able to slot it on the. It may come with it.
It didn't.
It depends on what.
It had this little.
I don't know where you bought your
Thing, yeah.
frames.
A local guy, but it had
Amazon.
this little thing on top, but of course your sign just blows
Oh,
off.
to just
so,
hook it in.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's
So anyway, I bought some clips at Home Depot, or you can buy zip ties.
So zip
at
ties.
Home Depot.
Sure.
Make sure you have
Some
a-
of it may come with it if you buy it on Amazon. I bought some on Amazon. It came with
You
it.
could go to like Home Depot and get zip ties.
Mhm.
Huh?
Any recommended
Zip ties are
size?
probably the cheapest.
I don't remember the exact dimensions. They're gonna give you the standardized dimensions for an open house sign. They're mostly the same. There's one
Yeah,
size.
for A-frames, yeah.
It's for sale signs that you start getting into different size territories. And for sale signs, you can get into different material as well, but we won't jump into that today. So you're just eventually gonna probably want to get your own signs, but again, just run it past us first. Now, signs. If you are hosting in the city of Corona, You cannot put open house signs up, period. No open house signs up, hang on. No open house signs up at all are allowed. The only place that does is unincorporated Corona,
Temescal Valley.
which is unincorporated. Other than that, because that's not under city jurisdiction, you cannot put any up. You
What
will
are
get a
the zip
violation.
codes that are incorporated?
It depends.
It's a hit and miss.
It's not by
Where do
zip
you
code.
find it?
There's parts of, you probably need to ask us.
Raquel, where do we go to find out if it's restricted or not?
If you go, like, in other cities, you mean?
Well, even, yeah,
Even
just
if
whatever
you're
city
not,
you're
like-
hosting.
In Corona, assume, the only places you're allowed to put it in is gonna be Temescal Valley and Horse Thief Canyon. That's it.
Not in Eagle.
No, Eagle Glen, you will get, we got a $200 bill in the mail from somebody putting their signs up in Eagle Glen.
It's okay also across the way, Terramore.
That's unincorporated,
Yeah, it is.
You can put it on your front lawn though, right? Or their front lawn?
Yes. However, we're in a little bit of a battle with them on that now too, because now they're saying, oh, you can only put 3 signs in the, because now we were like, all right, well, we're gonna put 10 open house signs in the front lawn, have the for sale sign, we'll have the flag going. Now they're saying you can, yes. Now they're saying you can only put 3, and the for sale sign counts as 1.
Wow.
Can we put the big, huge?
I would say
10-foot
yes.
person?
Heck yeah. Put, for sure. I've seen ones where you can put your face on those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want that.
I want that.
Me too.
There's some kind of website that we could double check if.
There's really not.
Oh,
The
okay.
only place that you can check is the city website, the city of Corona. And on Tigar, if you go onto the Tigar website, they actually have the sign rules for all of the local cities surrounding
Yes.
Corona.
Oh, okay.
Honestly though, just in Corona, the only place you can put stuff up is off of the Horse Thief Canyon exit. So like right there is Horse Thief, Terramore, Sycamore Creek, and El Cerrito. That's it.
I was here in Bedford community yesterday.
No, Bedford, you cannot put signs up.
Yeah, no.
I did.
Well, you
You
are,
are
consider
lucky.
yourself very
You're
lucky,
very
lucky, and you're very lucky your signs didn't get taken, and it could be that they took pictures and the bill might come in the mail.
Yeah,
But other agents took, put the sign too, and.
doesn't mean
We
it's
have
okay.
specifically gotten calls on Bedford. And actually, one of our agents was so pissed that he was like, really? So then you can go tell all the builders in Bedford to take their signs down then too.
They do have a point.
Yeah,
What's that other 55 and older?
Trilogy.
Yeah, Trilogy. Can you put
That's
that?
unincorporated.
Oh, good.
Trilogy is, so anything basically Kanadi South is unincorporated.
Okay.
But that was, John's listing, I called John and he's like. oh,
You called who?
John Simcoe.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, no, you can put it, it's an unincorporated.
Bedford is not unincorporated.
Then if you get a
Bedford
bill,
is
then
very much incorporated.
Question. Are other surrounding cities, like your experience with San Diego like that, or
No.
Orange County?
Orange County is very strict in certain areas. We went through a whole fight 2 years ago with the city council. Our broker was meeting with city council members. It was like a whole big thing, and the city ended up banning signs altogether on a 3-2 vote.
that's unbelievable.
I mean,
Yeah.
they did get really excessive at one point. I remember
Yeah.
seeing like signs after signs
Yeah.
on my block.
That was what started.
Yeah.
It was the huge amount of signs that were going up, and the city did have rules. The problem was that the rules were not being litigated against.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to actually uphold the rules that you make,
What's the
people are going to
point?
break them. So now they were like, well, to hell with the whole thing. We're getting rid of all of them. So the city council member, one of them is up for re-election here this go round. So after we see
What's
if,
their name so we can?
I don't
vote
remember.
against
Ask,
them?
Dave Clark knows all the people's
We
names.
need to vote against
Yes,
them.
that's what Dave says is vote against this person. Let's get someone in there that promotes business and
Yeah,
signs.
Yeah. Make sure they
Once we
spell
maybe
it.
get another seat in there, then we can maybe bring the fight back up again. But
So
right
maybe,
now
yeah.
it would be a moot point because it would get voted down again. Until we see a shift in the city council, we're gonna just,
Yeah.
put
go
up
by
with
the
it.
rules. We don't want.
and I 2 weekends ago, I saw code enforcement going around picking up signs.
I forgot on Citron put signs around. One of mine just disappeared. I'm like, oh yeah, and I went back and grabbed them.
Yeah. Now, most of the other cities are not like that. They have some rules. I would be very careful in parts of Orange County like Irvine. A lot of times there's cities in Irvine that you can only use a very certain kind of sign because they all need to look the same. So you would have to buy like certain pre-designed signs or just don't put anything up at all. Sometimes HOAs will have rules over what the for sale sign can look
Yep.
like, the size.
Mobile home parks.
Yeah, mobile home parks too. So certain HOAs you just want to be careful of. But we see a lot of that kind of stuff a little more out in Orange County. Irvine in particular is well known for being very strict on signage. Did we have a comment? Okay. Okay, so that always goes into a Pandora's box, signs. If you are in a place where you are able to put signs out, my recommendation is you want to put a minimum of 15 to 20 signs out. That's if you're really trying to draw traffic in, and you typically start, you want to find like that main crossroad, that main street that leads into the neighborhood, because that's where you're going to draw in the drive-by traffic. So that's my suggestion.
So you want like 20 signs, but we only have like 5 or 6 personal signs.
Maybe time to get some more.
But can we borrow some, and how do you mix
Yeah.
them in so people know it's the same?
You do what you got to
Do you
do.
want, like,
I
your
think
signs out
if
there in the main street, or
yeah, the thing is you don't want people getting confused thinking
Yeah.
it's 2 different open houses. But ultimately, I would rather have 2 different sign designs going to one house than not enough signs. So if it meant that I have 2 signs out there, I'd rather get some signage directing people somewhere, because even if they haven't made the correlation or connection that you're the same place, they're still thinking they're heading towards an open house somewhere. And eventually they'll land with you at the house is the goal. But
No.
if you only have 5, I would invest minimum 10 signs. You probably need more than that.
I've been asked, hey, coach, I have open house signs from my previous company. Can I use them?
No, you cannot. That is out of DRE violation. Because technically your license number is hung here and it needs to identify your current brokerage. Yes. Good question. Okay.
There's a
Sorry.
comment by Trish, she just says, make sure they add their DRE number on all their open house signs.
Correct.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, definitely.
And the brokerage too. Two DRE signs.
If you have the KW Corona logo, some people only like to operate with the KW logo because they might have business in different cities.
Correct.
So they don't want to show like only Corona. If you have the KW Corona logo, you technically do not need our DRE number. If you have the KW logo, that could be any KW. So you have to have our brokerage number and your DRE number. So this is why you just need to send it to us to review. Make sure we're in compliance. Okay, any more questions on the prep for the open house? So tomorrow, Trish is actually gonna be with us. Tomorrow, we're gonna be doing a boot camp all about what we've got happening in the setup at the open house. And we're gonna talk about what we say at the open house, how the open house looks like, the things that we've got on the table, and then what the follow-up looks like post open house. All right, sound good? And then Wednesday, we've got a really, really great panel of peeps. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for being here today. We will hopefully see you tomorrow. Everybody hopefully is getting their open houses set and ready for the weekend. Who has an open house already?